understand what it is we are going to be talking to Damian Crawford about. There's a problem in Jamaica where the government is implementing a teachers' council. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Caribbean Radio.
Good evening, Sir Colin. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing well, thank you.
Man, very informative discussion you just have with Professor Man.
Yes, man. And we have to bring him back, because whole heap of things where we're not talking about yet. You hear some of the things I want to ask him about. The building out of our education system. Which one of the parties did it? Who built out the health system? How the police force came into being in Jamaica. We want to dig into those things. Talk to me.
Exactly, yeah, man. This is Man Does, man. And your caller just now talking about Paul Bogle. You need to understand the difference. You're not talking about national hero,
No, we're talking about.
You're talking about those who defend the black movement and the rights of a Jamaican.
Yes.
It's a different scope from the national hero.
Yes. Yes.
Because one of the remember that even the church used to fight Marcus,
Oh yeah. Marcus get a whole heap of fight. Lot of it. But
yes,
the things
I'm enjoying you, my brother. I'm enjoying you, and just to know that you're doing a good work, man. Caribbean Radio to the world, man.
Blessings, my brother. Caribbean Radio HD. Yeah, man. So it's a whole heap of things. But let me play this clip here before we get Senator Crawford.
The Jamaica Teachers Association has rejected the Jamaica Teaching Council bill, which was recently passed in the Senate and is to be debated in the House of Representatives. The JTA's Action Committee met earlier today to discuss the controversial legislation and its ramifications for the education sector. Speaking at a press conference this afternoon, the JTA insisted that its 20,000 members are not prepared to support the bill in its current form. Nikinsky Robinson was at the press conference and now joins us live. Nikinsky?
Hold on, the king.
Good afternoon, Adrian. So as you had rightfully said, JTA President Dr. Mark Smith, who was slightly tight-lipped about what potential action could be if the government decides that it will not conform or not bend to its agitation.
All right, let me go to the caller. King, good evening.
Good evening, Shaka. Boy, we learned some things what we never know about Marcus. But just to piggyback on it.
Yeah.
Did you that red, black, and green flag was created by Marcus Garvey in 1920? And that flag was created as a pan-African flag. You understand me?
Yeah.
To bring black people together and to give us something to stand behind.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
And that flag, that's the only flag, stand for black people, A lot of people don't know, may see that flag and don't even know what that flag stand for. You understand me?
Talk to me.
And also, he also want to create a movement. That's how the Black Star Line are coming,
Yeah.
And then the Black Star Line where he wants to make sure black people have business all over the world, although it never reach far. But that's the way how that flag's coming in. And the red stand for blood, the black stand for us, and the green is for the richness of Africa. And that's a powerful flag right there. We must respect it.
All right, sir. All right.
Yeah, man.
All right. Keep tuned. We're going to join Damian. We're going to talk to Damian Crawford about the Education Council. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for yet another Wednesday evening. We discuss politics, religion, sports, current events, relationship, you name it. We discuss all of that, But for some reason, most of my listeners wants to discuss politics. Yes. This evening, I want to say good evening and welcome to all the people in the chat room. Pat, Sonia and Pat, Christine. Want to say good afternoon to Auntie Elaine Brown. How are you? Megawatt, Christopher Campbell, Marlene, Mavis, and Jacqueline Nordia. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. This evening, we're going to be taking a lot of your calls because yesterday evening, we didn't take a lot of calls. So we're going to be taking your calls this evening. 876-804-7072. That number, you can call me straight or you can call me on WhatsApp. O'Neill, good evening. O'Neill Azan. Quiet Boy. Sue. Talk Truth. Everybody checking in. Good evening. Arlene, good evening. The other number is 305-654-7944. That's 305-654-7944. I invite you to check out my social media angles. I'm on YouTube, Portland Spice TV at YouTube, and we have a big up Portland Spice TV and thank them because when we broadcast here on Caribbean Radio, we are actually broadcasting from the studios of Portland Spice TV. So we want to thank Portland Spice TV for giving us that opportunity to broadcast from their studio live on Caribbean Radio. My TikTok page is Shaka Fame, SHACKA. So it's Shaka with a C, SHACKA. FAME at that just Shaka Fame. That's my TikTok page. And we're asking you to follow the page. The YouTube channel, Portland Spice TV, we are on our way to 5,000 subscribers. So we ask you for your assistance. Yeah, man. Bless up. So this evening is your evening. We're going to be talking to Obi at about 10 minutes after 5 o'clock. Because, you know, from the other day, we've been looking at Decision 2025. An election will be held in Jamaica this year. And Anne-Marie Graham, we are looking at who we think will win the election. We're looking at the seats, where the seats are. Bermuda in the house. Welcome, Bermuda. Shaka, run the interview that you did yesterday with Prof. Oh, that interview. Well, you can go back and watch the program yesterday. All the programs are on YouTube, so you can go back and watch them. I don't know if there's something on Caribbean Radio that you can go back and listen to the program as well. Munchidi, big up yourself. Brother Mikey, yeah man, good evening and welcome. So, as we said, this evening is your evening. We're going to be talking to Conrad O'Brien. About 10 minutes after 5 o'clock, he's going to join us. And we are going to be talking about, this evening, we're going to be talking about Trelawny and St. Anne. So we have looked at some of the parishes over the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to find my notes here so that I could give you a rundown of what we have come up with so far as it relates to the parishes. Just trying to find my notes here. No, it's right here before me somewhere. Whole heap of notes because every program we take notes, you know. We take notes. We don't just talk and leave it at that. We take the notes and we have the information at our fingertips, you would want to call it. So, just wanted to give you a update of where we are. So here it is, right here. So we looked at St. Thomas and Westmoreland. Conrad O'Brien called the 3 seats in Westmoreland for the People's National Party. And we looked at St. Mary. No, sorry, it was St. Thomas and Westmoreland. And Conrad call Westmoreland all 3 for St. Mary. St. Thomas, he said it's 1-1. We looked at Portland and Hanover. He called all 2 in Hanover for the People's National Party and 1-1 for West Portland. So that's 4-2. No, sorry. Yeah, that's 4-2. He called 2 in St. James for the People's National Party and 3 for the Jamaica Labour Party. And in St. Mary, I think in St. Mary, he was calling all 3 for the People's National Party. So that is what we have looked at so far. So it is Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, Portland, St. Mary, St. Thomas. So we looked at 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from the 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 seats for the People's National Party. And 1 from St. Thomas, 1 from Portland, none from St. Mary, 3 from St. James. So that's 5 to 13. That's how Conrad had looked at it thus far. Cynthia Thomas, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. So, we don't know when the election is going to be called. I also told you yesterday that I wrote to the Minister of Transport, Honorable Darrell Vaz. And we were inviting him to come on the program. We saw where he read the message, but we have not gotten a response to the message. So we want to take it that's a no. But Servant David, we are continuing to reach out to members of the government to come on this platform. Because on this platform, we bowl full and straight. That's a cricket analogy. Full and straight we bowl on this platform here. And we are not spin bowler, we are pace bowler. Pace bowler. So we bowl full and straight. I was listening earlier to the minister, and right away, Ed Boy in the building. I am happy that you are early today, sir. Good evening.
I'm marking my name present and early because I hear you going down a road that there is no person currently on social media or in the Jamaican space, with the exception of Don Anderson, that has the ability to call it like what I've called it before.
Oh, yes.
None. No, I'm telling you.
So, hold on.
In 2020, I called it.
You call it in 2020?
I said the People's National Party would lose.
And who going to win this election, Ed Boy?
It's clear the momentum is in favor of the People's National Party. If you keep the count you have been doing with the parishes.
Yeah.
Because if you were to continue and you were to go across from Westmoreland, because you did St. James, Portland, St. Thomas, and St. Mary. But if you were to go across...
We also did Westmoreland, Hanover, and St. James.
Westmoreland, Hanover, and St. James. If you were to go across now, St. Elizabeth and Manchester,
no,
it's going to be interesting.
Today we're going to be doing Trelawny and St. Anne. So we're finishing the North Coast.
Okay, let's do Trelawny and St. Anne.
Yeah.
Because in St. Anne, it's going to be an interesting game.
That is where I think the game gets very interesting, Ed Boy, if you ask me. St. Anne.
St. Anne is going to be a battleground in it's going to be as equally as important as Portland is to the JLP.
Yeah.
They're going to because understand that if Northwest Centre has never been won by it has always been in government.
Not that what you said, Northwest Centan.
Has always been a seat
that's Gabriella Morrison.
That's Gabriella Morris.
That's
yes,
Dayton Campbell old seat.
Old seat. The only time it didn't see government was 2016. And it's right after that it punished Dayton for not seeing government. Yeah? So it is a seat that no sitting MP there really gets more than 1 or 2 terms. Yeah?
And the present MP there has seen what? 2
She's
terms?
on her first term, but I will say it's the same thing going to happen to her. So this Northwest Centre is like Northwest Clarendon, you know. Yeah? PNP win it 2. The PNP going to win it 2. If the PNP wins it, it holds it for at least 2 terms. Yeah. When the JLP wins it, it holds it for at least 1 term. Yeah.
That's which seat? That's Azan seat?
No, that's Northwest Centre. I'm showing you the similarities between it and the Azan seat.
Right.
Yeah. So it rotates. It's a rotational seat. Yeah.
Right.
Every 2 terms it changes. And but what changed big in Northwest Centre? People have to understand when Dayton Campbell win it, nobody expected Dayton Campbell to have won that seat, you know, in 2011.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it was the former commissioner Lucius that was supposed to run the seat, you forget?
But he never ran, right?
He never ran. He was ill. And Dayton came on the youngest candidate at the time. Yeah. And I was around. I was in that seat at the time, campaigning as well, whilst in Western St. Mary and in Northeast St. Anne. So I can tell you that seat is definitely going to the People's National Party. The problem that the new MP faces is that she inherited a seat that the JLP was actually sabotaging from as far back as 2016. They did no road in Northwest St. Anne for Dayton Campbell. You hear me say? No road.
They punished him.
They punished him. Same thing they did in Northern Clarendon to Horace Daly as well. Yeah? They did the road from Cave Valley. Yes? They were supposed to do the road straight through Brownstown, you know, down to Runaway Bay.
Yeah.
That is not part of the North Coast Highway project, you know.
Oh.
Yeah? They were supposed to come through Cave Valley, but what they did was stop the road at Cave Valley. Up to Brownstown, I mean. Right? But they were supposed to go straight through to Runaway Bay, cross the road, onto the highway.
So, make a look on it now. You are calling Northwest, you say?
Northwest St. Anne. And let me give you some numbers, because numbers are important.
Yes.
Yeah? Numbers are important. So let's look here. We're at 2016. Okay. So in 2016, because you have to look at when it was won by the PNP.
Yeah.
In 2016, Northwest St. Anne, St. James, Portland. Okay. Northwest St. Anne had 8,051 votes for the JLP, 8,461 for the PNP. So Dayton Campbell won that by
400 and about 10.
By 400 and odd vote.
410.
Right? If you look at the 2020 results now, when he lost, right? St. Anne Northwest, Crystal Lee got 7,846. Dayton got 5,740.
7,846. And Dayton got how much? 5,000 how much?
5,740.
So him get beaten by over 2,000 votes.
Right, but if you look at Crystal Lee's number, she got 7,846.
So should have still lost in 2016.
if she had used that number in 2016, should have been wiped out by at least 300 and not to 400 votes, which is normally the margin in there. Yeah?
No man should have lost by nearly 600.
Nearly 600, sorry.
Right.
Yeah? They never won that seat by about 1,000 something before. Yeah? But it's a seat that doesn't really trend more than over 1,000 to 1,200 votes. Yeah?
All right.
In terms of the majority, the margin of victory.
And where you're calling it for 2025?
I am saying that Crystal Lee is what happened in 2020 was an anomaly.
Yes.
So it means that she brought out that amount of votes. She will not be able to bring out the same amount again come 2025. But
wouldn't it stand to reason that if in COVID she get out 7,800 odd, she going to get out more this time?
No, and I'll tell you why.
Why so?
You must understand. You have to look at also to what is the voting turnout in the constituency. Yeah? Because when you look at the turnout, which is very important to note, right? Because you have to look at the turnout. In 2016, when Dayton Campbell won that seat, you had 16,000 persons with 16,700 went out to vote. Yeah?
How many people on the voters list?
On the voters list, you have Central, Northwest, 1 second. You have 22. Northwest. Don't tell me I need glasses. Right, there's 31,248.
31. Yeah? So in 2016, you got just about little over 50%.
Right.
In 2020, it was down to about 40%.
Exactly. So I'm saying, if you were to use those dynamics, right?
Yeah.
The JLP passed. So when the person who ran against Dayton got 8,000 in that election, if you go back to 2011 number, they broke the seal, the 8,000 seal in 2016.
Right. So you're saying it's the first time so many people voted?
No, so many. This is the highest the JLP has gotten in the seat.
Also, you're saying the highest the GLP has gotten in that seat ever is the 8,051?
Yes.
What's the highest the PNP has ever gotten?
In 2011.
What was that number in 2011?
Because I remember that number was, let me bring it up, 2011 here.
So listeners and viewers, we're looking at the upcoming election in Jamaica. And we are going to call it here on Caribbean Radio before the election. We're going to tell you who going to win. And we've been looking at the seats.
8,600.
So even on that date in 2016, you never get the maximum.
Right. So what I'm really saying, right?
Yeah.
Now if there's a seal, it means, and without saying much, the PNP know what they must do. Yeah?
Yeah.
And there's a constant turnout at about 16,000 people. So it means people no more, you're not getting, so what happened in 2020? You're not getting more people coming, not more persons. More persons stayed away. So if at least 10% of the normal population stayed away, 10% of that voting block, that significantly can help the PNP in if it's able to pull out that number.
So there are 4 seats in St. Ann, right? It's 4?
Yes.
4 seats in St. Ann. So you're giving Northwest to the PNP.
Yes, Southeast for them as well. No questions asked there.
No, that's one that we have already. So that's 2.
Mm-hmm.
No, what about Danishka? What Danishka seat is
that's where I'm going because I'm going to be very controversial this evening.
Talk to me.
In saying that, why you see they're pulling down Danishka posters in is because Danishka has a chance of winning that seat. And I am saying no, gentlemen, it's not by numbers. Let's be real. So the St. Ann is a strong JLP seat. Yeah?
Oh?
But they are very independent thinking people. Yeah?
Talk to me.
So in 2010, 2011, Ernie Smith made the mistake of disrespecting the people in Alexandria. Former MP Ernie Smith of blessed memory, who his daughter Marsha Smith became MP for Northeast St. Anne. He was MP there, and the people were so fed up with him that they voted for Keith Walford, the owner of Base of the City, who, by the way, was doing more work in the community than the MP.
Talk to me.
So not it, even though that traditionally supported the JLP, it's a seat that with the right swing, like what happened in 2011 when the PNP won that. You know that the PNP has never won that seat for a long time until 2011.
Till BSRDC wanna come win it.
Yes, from the days that is going back to the days of Andrew Gallimore's father.
Talk to me.
Mr. Neville Gallimore.
Yeah.
Long time. So they had been winning that seat for it's a traditional JLP seat, but with the right candidate from the PNP that the people consider.
Yeah.
And I think that Danishka is making some inroads because I'm told that Keith Walford is also a part of her campaign team.
Well, I can tell you, I was at the presentation, and it was Keith Walford who introduced her on stage. So he's a significant part of the campaign in there.
Yeah, and that is going to make the difference. So I would put that as a seat on watch, right? I wouldn't put it in my winning column. In 2011, I didn't put it in my winning column, and it won. So let me
ask you this too, Ed Boy. What does Danishka's father brings to that seat? Because you can't leave out that.
No, but I know that, and that is why I'm saying on election, they are worried, they are tearing down signs. Because the truth be told, it's not that Danishka is like, say, she don't have no ties to the seat. That's where her mother and father is from. Yeah?
Up there, so Dana come from?
Yes.
So
okay, so Danishka's mother is from what town, and Dana is from Boroughbridge.
Oh yes.
Yeah?
Hold on. So she have roots, not just ties. Yeah. Roots.
That's where both her parents come from.
So she have roots in the seat.
And you know the Boroughbridge is the strongest PNP part of the constituency.
Yeah.
And then what town now would fall over in, if I'm not mistaken, what town is on the other side, so it would be in the Alexandria side. Yeah? Right, it would be in Alexandria division. But she's going to do well. Northeast St. Anne, I am upbeat about Ryan Simpson.
Me too.
Right? I am upbeat about him because he's a teacher and understand that Ryan Simpson would have taught a lot of those students who live in some of those strong JLP areas.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Especially in the Steertown area, yeah, St. Anne's Bay area, the Falkland area, Boxfield. Yeah?
Somebody's also saying, Brownman is saying that the Don from Clarendon is backing Danishka as well.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Is the Don from Clarendon or the Don from Manchester?
No, he means the businessman. He's referring to the businessman. Yes, we welcome him. Yeah, he has always been a good. But quickly. So Southeast St. Anne and Northwest St. Anne, I am declaring with no reservation that those two seats will go to the PNP.
So you're carrying Gabriela Morris and you're carrying Dr. Kenneth Russell, sorry.
Kenneth Russell, yes.
And you have the other two seats on watch, you're saying?
Yes, I'm particularly Southwest. Yeah? Particularly Southwest because the dynamics of Southwest is such that we have seen it surprise us before whenever the swing is in favor of the PNP.
Yeah?
I am saying if Ryan Simpson carry home his seat, there's no way the PNP can lose the election. Would you agree with that?
And I would say the same if Danishka carries home her seat, there's no way the PNP can lose.
Isn't it tougher to beat Matthew Samuda? You don't think that's going to be a tough one?
No, it's not. Because if you look at the by-election, remember, Matthew Samuda is the only politician to have, in his own words, tell you that he's getting the amount of votes he's going to get. Yeah? And he was not even half of that what he predicted.
Could even get 50%.
Yeah? Couldn't even get 50% of the 10,000 he predict. And I know all the noise that you see I'm making a Northeast Centre. Northeast Centre is a PNP seat that was voting Shaini. Yeah?
That was voting for Shaini.
That was voting for Shaini.
And then the by-election was not contested.
They gave Marsha Smith a chance. And, you know what happened. But Matthew Samuda was brought in with no real understanding of the seat. And let me tell you, if not, watch Northwest, because Northwest influences Northeast a lot. Yeah?
Yes.
So wherever Northwest go on election night, and they typically will call Northwest before they call Northeast. Yeah?
Well,
it's so funny.
So
you can watch those.
Let's go down to Trelawny.
Oh.
2 seats in Trelawny.
Let me not even waste my time. Northern Trelawny, right? With the exception of when in 2020 there was some infighting, and this, what's your name? I don't even know her name. What's the name of the MP down there again?
I don't remember her name neither, but I know her name, but I don't remember it. Is Clover Hamilton?
Clover Hamilton,
yeah.
Right. I mean, if she was more prominent, like, Rhoda,
Yeah.
Because every prime minister must have a Rhoda.
Tell her.
But
Behave yourself, head boy.
Not every prime minister must have a Tova. So I don't see how Tova Hamilton can win that.
So we come McNeil going back to the parliament.
Of course. And you must understand too that Wickham McNeil is now coming into an era that the tourism interests. Yeah?
Yes.
We'll be happy to see, because Falmouth really need that development. Right? But equally as we say Falmouth, you say Portland. Yeah?
Yes.
Because if Falmouth could then be designed properly, and then Portland could become a mini Falmouth in terms of cruise shipping and yachting. Yeah?
No, but Portland is going to become bigger than Falmouth. We have more potential. We have more attraction, natural attraction. And
of course, by far.
We have the East Harbour. And you've been hearing me calling for the East Harbour development. Once we get that development, we are going to change the face of tourism in Jamaica.
Yeah, and Portland can cater to that sort of high-end tourists who would be willing to spend more and want to experience more of a local experience as well.
So the thing about Portland, Ed boy, is that you build out Navy Island, develop the East Harbour, build out Navy Island, and nobody can touch us. We have the mega yacht marina. You'd have a 5-star hotel on Navy Island, a reggae park on Navy Island, and then you have the mega line cruise ship here in the East Harbour. Portland gonna lead. I'm telling you.
But even South Trelawny, as you speak,
let's head up to South.
South Trelawny is a very interesting seat, because the PNP has won it before. It's not a seat that, as people make it look out to be, it's not a JLP seat. Yeah?
Talk to me.
It's not a JLP seat. It reminds me of West Portland. Yeah? Where it has that
sediments of strong pockets of PNP loyal support.
Yeah.
But it's just how you wake it up, right? And or
Talk to
how
me.
you find that candidate that has that dynamic touch to actually go into the seat and do the work and get it turned around. No, in West Portland and South Trelawny are two of the seats that I have my eyes on. And I'll tell your listeners why I've combined them together. West Portland is similar to South Trelawny in that after 2002, yes, when because Jigs was still in West Portland in 2002. Yeah?
Yeah, man. It's 2007 Jigs didn't run enough.
Seven Jigs didn't run back, and they
Right.
said
So you ran
that broke.
2002. Yeah.
Right, and we are the famous case. In Northern Trelawney, remember that is similar for the lady Darimple. Yeah, she came around the same time. Yeah,
Talk to me.
So before that, there has been PNP presence in South Trelawney. But what is so dynamic about the candidate in South Trelawney, and why I say I have to have him and have it and watch, because remember that Pat Moore has won independent in 2007 as a council for
That is
Vermont
why I
division.
am looking at that seat and I am saying that Pat Moore is going to win that seat. Pat Moore have a level of respect in South Trelawney second to none. Because for you to run against the PNP and the GLP and come out victorious as a councillor, it means that there's a level of respect for this man in that constituency.
And whilst he was councillor, he became one of the most productive councillors across the entire length and breadth of the island. So when you really look and see that the work that is being done in South Trelawney, because when you have an MP, if you don't vote, if you grandping don't vote, me now give nothing, you know. I give you one a vote.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I don't know where she come from with that statement.
No, because that happens when you're scared. Yeah? You understand that? That happens when you're scared. So when you're scared,
so you're intimidating the people, trying to get everybody to vote.
Yeah, but what she got in the by-election, I don't think she maybe can add on a little toops more upon it. Yeah? But I am telling you that I have looked at the numbers in South Trelawney, and without saying much, right? The numbers in South Trelawney, you have the Albertown division, you have the Lorimer's division. There's another one, and that's the Ulster Spring. So there's 4.
Yeah.
And in 2 of them, the PNP have a strong pockets of votes.
Did we win any other seats in the local government election? In South Trelawney?
I don't we did. I need to look if we won Ulster Spring. Let's look on that. But I doubt that we did. I doubt that we did. That's why we didn't win the council. Yeah.
Right. So, how you calling Trelawny? 1-1?
1-1 for now. 1-1 for now. 1-1 for now.
There are 3 seats that I want you to analyze for me. I don't remember. I don't remember the names of the constituency. But Juliet Oldness.
Okay, that's East
Juliet
Rural
Cuthbert.
That's West Rural St. Andrew.
And Flavel Williams.
Oh, that's Eastern St. Andrew. You're actually calling all neighboring constituencies. Okay.
Right. But for PNP to win the election, I think we need to win at least 2 of these.
You are right. And I think we can win at least all 3 of them.
Oh, you think so?
So remember, if the trend follows and holds, in every parish you would have a 3-3 in almost every parish. Yeah? But in Kingston and St. Andrew, it might not just be three out of, it might be four, because remember, you have to consider you have Central Kingston that we are intending to take back as well.
Well, I am calling Central Kingston for the PNP without any fear of contradiction.
Okay.
I am calling
these three,
Central Kingston.
So these three then, let's deal with the one that people might think will be the most difficult. West Rural St. Andrew.
That's which one? The Prime Minister's wife?
No, West is the bad old lady.
Oh, that's the second place lady who always runs second. Or third.
Place.
It's third. She normally run down. She don't normally run behind Auntie.
No, and she has a couple seconds, but not much. Never the first.
All right, talk to me now. That seat.
Right.
Joan Gordon Webley is the contender there.
I can tell you, Joan is a formidable campaigner. Yeah?
That I know. That I know.
And she has had the woman fretting in such a way that everywhere Joan go,
she follow.
Yeah, so
she's trying to fix back. So how you looking at that seat to go?
Well, the challenge with that seat is that if Keisha Hale had won I think there was a division in it that Keisha Hale had challenged for, no? Radio's division. She had lost it. From my understanding, the only division we have in there is Brandon Hill.
Yeah.
But Brandon Hill has traditionally supported us. Let me see, in 2016, East St. Andrew West Rural. Let me see, St. Andrew West Rural. Yes, it was 9,736 for the JLP to the PNP 7,638. Yeah.
That's 2,000 margin.
That's a 2,000 margin.
Big beating that.
Yeah, but they had increased, the JLP then had increased, because if you look at the 2011 numbers, and I always like to share the 2011 numbers, because that's when an election was really an election. The last competitive St. Andrew West. It was 7,479 for the JLP to the PNP 7,716. Yeah.
So we won it by less than 300. 200 and change.
Yeah, that was Paul Buchanan. And
right.
So if you see in 2016, the JLP went up to 9,000 votes.
Right, they increased their votes. And what did they do in 2020? Or was 2020 was what?
2020 was a wipeout, but they didn't go much higher. Let me see West Rural now. There were 8,658. Yeah. To the PNP's 5,550, which means the PNP has a base of 5,000, 6,000 in there.
Right.
Yeah?
So you are watching it, or you are calling it for Joan Gordon Webley or Juliet Cuthbert Finn?
I have to declare my bias. Joan is somebody I know very well and somebody I respect. Yeah?
Yeah, man, but we're looking at the data.
From my understanding, it is going to take a lot of work, but Joan has been doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
And if I know the Joan I know, I'll say I am confidently going to declare it for her. And I'll tell you why. When you break down the numbers, right? The JLP has a certain pockets of strength in that constituency. The PNP has a lot, but it's just that the PNP pockets have never been.
They don't come out.
They don't wake it up, right? Like places like Red Hills, even in other aspects, there are aspects of the constituency that they will support the PNP.
Let me just say to my listeners and viewers, welcome to Portland Spice. Welcome to Caribbean Radio HD. If you want to call us, it's 876-804-7072 or 305-654-7944. We're looking this evening at the upcoming election. We have Ed Boy on the phone, and he's giving us his views on how he thinks some of the seats are going to go. So you're saying Juliet Cuthbert, Joan Gordon-Webley, you're calling it for Joan based on your bias?
No, I'm calling it based upon the same principle I used in Northwest St. Anne, and that is used in Northwest Clarendon. Every 2 elections, that seat of West Rural St. Anne to change its hand.
Oh.
Yeah. In 2011, remember Gallimore had it from 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
it's a 2-term seat. It's a 2-term seat.
It's a 2-term seat.
Let's talk about the Prime Minister's wife.
Oh, no, that's a seat that I know like the back of my hand. Yeah. It's a seat I know like the back of my hand. So let us go.
Yeah.
In the local government election, right? The Prime Minister's wife won the Dallas division, which includes places like from Bull Bay up to Dallas proper. Yeah. They won Gordontown and then narrowly won Mavis Bank by about less than 20 votes. Yeah?
And they lost, which one they lost?
They lost Kintyre and Arborview.
Hold on for me, head boy. Hold on, don't move. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Caribbean Radio HD.
Yes, General. Blessing. You hear me?
Yes, man. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. It's so not talk for the instant. I mean, I don't want to disrupt that, but it's still in line with the question I'm want to ask. So, let me hold on.
Yeah, man. Take away off of the headset or the speaker. If you have us on speakerphone, it's not going to work properly. Or if you have in a headset, you have to talk straight into the phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear me now properly?
Yes. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
All right. What more have to say is, make we say Labour right in a power now, right? But there are certain seats that the PMP still won, while their opposition, like Mark Golin. Mark Golin is an MP for Theme Constituency, right?
Yes.
And other members. Does Mark Golin get money from the government budget to take care of his constituency?
Yes.
And where is that money allocated from? Like, we never really hear the government make mention to say, okay, opposition, because as I said, they're opposition who are members of parliament.
Yeah, man. So when you hear the government announce that,
where do they get their funding from? The opposition.
It comes from the budget, from the national budget. When you hear the government say every MP going to get $25 million for fixed road in them constituency, the opposition MPs get it as well. They might get it after because, as you hear Ed Boy a while ago tells you, that the government sometimes sabotage the opposition MP. So them get all for them money last, or them dry it out and sign contract last and all of that. But they do get monies for their constituency from the budget.
And so does the mayor. The mayor also has a budget from the government.
The mayor's money is from the mayor's money comes from the parish council, the municipal corporation. That's different from the members of parliament.
Okay, so on what basis then? I could say, and me not pick point for nobody, but me hear a little incident the other day with Greater Portmore Health Center, where they must say, what his name? Fenton, Dr. Fenton Ferguson. Dr. Fenton Ferguson, if I remember correctly, they were saying he needed to address the matter, But then in my mind, me I say in my opposition, where him gonna get money from?
No, Dr. Ferguson is...
Him the member of parliament.
Hold on, you have the wrong name. Dr. Ferguson is no longer in the parliament.
The wrong name, yeah, but you know who me I talk, man. The man where deal with Portmore, man.
Fitzjackson.
And Julius have them look misunderstanding.
We are talking Fitzjackson?
Fitzjackson, yes. Yeah, Fenton Ferguson was the health man where the dead baby situation. Yeah, wrong person. Yeah.
So Fitzjackson with the health center.
He needed to take care.
I don't know the issue if money was allocated for it, but also remember this: members of parliament don't spend money; it is spent through different agencies.
So why do the people vote for somebody that does not spend the money? That is what
no politician.
Who do I,
No politician spends money. They oversee the spending. The money is spent through different agencies at different times. So like the health center you're talking about, that would be funds allocated to the health center in the constituency. So the MP would be the person now to ensure that that money is spent in a timely basis and the money is spent properly. But they don't spend the money themselves. So that maybe would come now through the Ministry of Health.
And then how do I know what is the mayor responsible for versus what the MP is responsible for versus what the councillor is responsible for?
All right, so that's why we have to start teach back civics in our schools, because that's how you understand. The mayor's money, the mayor is the mayor of the capital town. So like for me in Portland, the mayor is the mayor of Port Antonio. But he's also
the chair down in the market part there. So.
Right, the town of Port Antonio. He's the mayor for Port Antonio. So he gets what you call township allocation. So he's also the councillor for the Mansion Hill division. So how the council allocates money each month for the different division to do different things. So the monies, he gets an allocation for Mansion Hill, and there's also an allocation to the mayor for township. The mayor can decide on what the money is spent, but the mayor himself don't spend the money. The money is spent by the council, the technocrats, the civil servant that works in the parish council. They are the ones who see to the spending if it is not a contract outside the council.
Okay. Because I think, and the reason why I'm asking it, because, sometimes we have conversation and we don't know who is actually responsible for what.
Right.
If you get what I say.
So that's why we have programs like these to give you the kind of information to educate you.
Definitely.
The parish council.
And I just wanted to add as well that it really look bad to know that nationwide is I would say the labor right radio. And by extension, the leader, which is Andrew Owens. And it really looked bad that even they were denied an opportunity to speak to the Prime Minister. I see the Prime Minister only wants to speak, but he doesn't want to be spoken to.
No, the Prime Minister right now cannot take questions. And that's the problem that we have in Jamaica, where we have a Prime Minister who have to be hiding from the media. I'll go and take our next call here.
Yes, General.
Respect. Yeah, man. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Caribbean Radio HD. We still have Head Boy Wolling.
Yes, is this Mr. Colin Bell?
Yes, this is the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. I am here listening to what you're talking about. I am from Southwest St. Anne.
Oh, yeah.
And the road for coverage is no good. The clinic that they have in Alexandria, look the gap between Spalding and Brownstone.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to what you're answering the question to this gentleman about who spend the money and how the money is spent.
Mm-hmm.
If you put the money out to spend and it don't spend properly, somebody's supposed to pay for it.
Of course.
It's supposed to be, somebody's supposed to pay the price for it, because when
the
election, you can go around and buy votes.
Hold on, the MP is like the people's supervisor. That's one of the things that you call upon your MP to ensure that the contractor is doing the work properly. So if you see some work I do, Now the properly you get to your MP raise it with the minister raise it with the works agency. So it's a chain. But your MP and your councillor are your direct link to whatever is happening in your division or in your constituency.
But they are not doing it because you know why? Because they buy the vote. The money that they have to fix what they have to fix, they pay people for the vote. So when they buy the vote and they go in, they're not responding to nothing else. The people need to think about the future of the young people than their pocket. I'm not living in Jamaica anymore. But that's my constituency. Labour Right have that place from, over and nothing done with it. And Labour Right need to go. And I hope and trust when PNP get it, they show Labour Right something. Because it needs to fix.
The MP for Southwest is the Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, Xavier Main.
Oh, he's not doing nothing.
Well,
Gallimore not do nothing. If Ford not do nothing. This man taking not do nothing. Mattison come not do nothing. Nobody does nothing about that place.
Well,
the road is so bad.
It's time for a change.
Well, I'm hoping and pray that the people realize and take out themselves and go vote.
All right, caller. Thank you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bronx, New York.
Blessings. Thanks for the call.
Okay.
All right. I hope we still have Head Boy holding. Look like we lost him. But we wanted to finish up. Head Boy. Head Boy?
Hey.
Yeah, man. Thanks for holding. We want to finish up with, we were on the Prime Minister's wife. Sam will soon take your call. The Prime Minister's wife, and you are saying you know that seat very well.
So East Rural St. Andrew traditionally has been a PNP seat. John Gardner, Webley, one exception, and Joseph Witter.
And that was Damian Crawford former seat. So you are saying that only 2 GLP ever win it?
That's the history of the seat.
So it's a PNP seat?
It's a PNP seat. Remember that was Ramagan's seat. That was Keeblemon's seat.
Yeah. Talk to me.
That was Eric Bell's seat as well.
Yeah.
And then the great Damian Crawford, of course, and Oliver Clue. How can I forget about the great Oliver Clue?
Right.
So that seat traditionally has voted for the PNP. What happened is that, as you know, there were certain infightings in 2016, and we lost the seat.
Yeah.
Right. But the numbers, as I know it, they have not looked good for Julie because that she had Kentire division and lost Kentire. So she now only has 2 of her divisions and the PNP have 2. So it's 2 out of 2.
Right. So it is going to be a battle royal for that one.
It's going to be a battle royal for that one. And there are certain, the strategy is simple, and I know the PNP know what to do in that seat. So it's not very hard to win.
So you're saying
I say it's the easiest of the 3.
So talk to me now about Favour Williams, the Minister of Finance, up against Patricia Duncan Sutherland.
Oh, you mean Probax?
Yes.
I mean,
no show.
Probax.
No show.
Well, she is definitely going home as well, because one of the things that is good for the PNP in Eastern St. Andrew is that it has gotten rid of the snake. Yeah?
Because the loss of Andre Hilton is attributed to her.
Her intricate deception that she wove in that seat.
Yes.
And undermine Andre in almost everything that he did.
So you're saying now that she's out, then the PNP have a clearer way to victory in there?
Of course. If you look and see as well, Patricia, if you were to grade the engagement of candidates to their seat, I would have to give Patricia Duncan Sutherland an A grade. And I'll tell you why. You see her having the Pandikana reasoning with the constituency. You see her out there with the youths. You see her at the women's function. You see her with the elderly.
Yes.
And so she is doing. And I remember, the interesting thing is that the Prime Minister voting, you know.
Oh, I see them voting, huh? Up on
No,
Antifaval?
them live. Yes. Beverly, remember Beverly Hills is a
Yes,
part of
yes.
Eastern St. Andrews, a part of the Mona division.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you are also calling that, so you are saying that the PNP will take 2 of those 3 seats?
Yes, and confidently, and I'm confident about East Rural St. Andrews and Eastern St. Andrews. Typically, in 2011, when the PNP won the general elections, it won all 3.
All 3.
Yeah?
Yes.
Eastern, another history. So East Rural is normally orange when West Rural is orange. Yeah? Or West Rural is orange and East Rural is orange.
Ed boy, I want to wrap up this discussion with you, but there are 2 more things I want to look at with you. I want to go back to St. James.
Yes.
I have to go back to St. James. OB called St. James 2 to 3. 5 seats in there. How you see it?
If the two he called were Andrea and Nikisha Burchell, then yes, I'd agree. South St. James and
Nikisha Burchell is running against Omar Davis.
Yes. Oh, that's first of all, Omar Davis is not from South St. James, so that's the first to start with. He's not from there. He was a eradication police, so he used to just take up people goods.
Right.
So he's not. Don't think that he's not. I've been a counselor in the area for 20-something years. I don't do nothing either.
But they are saying that the seat that Janice Allen is running in is a PNP seat.
That is are you referring to the one that Omar Davis is in?
No, man. Janice Allen is in which one of the seat? I'm not remembering well which one Janice Allen is
No,
in.
I was, it's not Omar Davis. I'm referring to, I was referring to the Speaker of the House. Yeah? The Deputy Speaker.
The Deputy Speaker.
Eri Clark.
Yeah.
So she's running against Eri Clark. Yeah?
Who is running against Eri Clark?
Isn't Janice running against Eri Clark?
I don't sure who she's running against.
She's running against Eri Clark. She's running against the seat that.
Right.
Remember, that's a new seat, That seat is like East Central St. Catherine. It was created new was first run in 2011. Yeah?
Oh, when it came up to the 63.
When they came up to the 63. So before that seat never existed. So that seat is a cutoff of Northwest St. James, right? And East Central St. James, which is Edmund.
All right. So you are calling it what? 2 to 3?
My win, my more belief, is if I am confident about South St. James and West Central St. James, which is Andrea and Nikisha Burchell.
Those 2. All right. Finally, Ed boy, what was the Prime Minister doing at Usain Bolt's father's funeral on Sunday? What game was that? That's a chess game or draft?
No.
What?
You ever hear about something named guilty conscience?
So you're saying it was his guilt that brought him there?
No, nothing more. Nothing more. Because first of all, you still never wanted him there.
Oh, you know that? Oh, you come by that?
Did he invite him?
Not to my knowledge.
So, Colin, if I have my birthday and you know me, right? And you don't get an invitation, what does that mean?
Well, birthday is different from funeral. Anybody, funerals are not invitation. People just turn up.
No, suppose it can be that bad, but you ever know they don't want to see nobody. You tell your family you leave regards with your family.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, and it was a solemn occasion, but I think the Prime Minister was out of place.
Yeah.
He should have read the room, and then he attempted to idealize Bolt in a fake way.
Yeah.
Which showed that he was really out of touch. And why I'm pushed to go down there is understand that the same Trelawny we discussed is that Trelawny is under siege by the PNP.
Oh, so it might look like a traction.
It might look so over the dead man body.
Donna Thompson is saying that she was there, she saw everything. Donna, call us and give us an update on what happened on Sunday.
Let me come off the line.
Yes, man. Big up yourself, head boy, and thanks for the call.
Of course, brother.
Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. 305-654-7944. Caribbean Radio HD. We're truckling down this evening, looking at some of the seats going into the next general election, which is due by the 15th of September. When is it going to call? Me never asked, said boy, that is one of the questions out there on everybody's lips. When is election? Andrew Holness never spoke about Usain Bolt's money that went missing at SSL. And I am saying to the world that Usain Bolt's father on his sick bed, that money must have been a part of his worries. Yes, Donna. Tell we already say you was there. We want the report, Donna. Colin, if the Prime Minister was invited to speak, his name would have been on the program. Sam, good evening. Caribbean Radio HD, welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Yes.
You talk about the Prime Minister. We give you a little history of how some criminal operate. You know, in downtown, remember one time, there was a man and shoot a man. And one of the person who was on the scene, causing the robber, was one of the shooter.
Oh gosh.
You know what I say?
So the criminal turn up at the scene.
Yeah. And I blame the shooter.
Talk to me.
So the Prime Minister played that role.
Well, I saw on social media where people were showing the program to show that the Prime Minister's name was not on the program.
It was not on it. It was not on it. I saw it 3 times on 3 different programs.
Yeah, me zoom it up. Me zoom it up and search it. I would never see name on it.
Right. And secondly, I see video of Bolt's mother impression when he come over to them and what Bolt have to do.
Well, I was looking at Bolt's impression while the Prime Minister was speaking. It never looked good. He look on the Prime Minister and I like him. I don't know,
but look at the mother. The mother turned sideways and look on Bolt, almost turn him. I give the Prime Minister a shoulder. Look at it.
Yeah, so now they are saying that you see and mother never look pleased. But right. I also saw the GLP vloggers and trolls saying that the opposition leader did not go. Was that a missed opportunity?
No, remember, the opposition leader was at another funeral now.
No, well, I can tell you that. I was at that funeral. The opposition leader was at the funeral of the 4-time Member of Parliament for West Portland, Comrade Errol Jiggs-Ennis, who was laid to rest on Sunday. And the opposition leader was present and spoke.
Okay.
And hold on, and let me tell you something more. The opposition leader's name was on that program.
Okay.
I need to get the program. I need to get the program and put it up so everybody sees.
Yeah, well,
I put up a video. Hold on, Sam. I put up a video on my TikTok page, Shaka Fame at TikTok, showing the opposition leader at the funeral. What I missed, now that I'm talking about it, I should have showed the program where the opposition leader's name is in the printed program to speak. So that's why it wasn't at Usain funeral. Usain father's funeral.
Yeah, but one is playing politics and one is playing humanity.
Okay, sir.
Right? And next thing, you're talking about MP with funding to develop work in the constituency. Do you remember the investigation against the Prime Minister when he was Minister of Education, which work done in his constituency, and we make the money channel to which company, the contract.
Yeah. Because
you remember that?
You mean the Westcon deal them?
Right, you remember.
Yeah, man.
So despite they don't get the money that they want to spend. They can manipulate the system that the money spent to their benefit.
Yes.
Right?
And also somebody on TikTok is saying to me that Wicca McNeil and Natalie Nita Garvey was at Usain Bolt's father's funeral. Yes, they were there.
Yes.
So the PNP was represented.
No, but they was at the graveside and also, you know, before the funeral. You know. They would become was at the 9 night and all those
and
things.
The grave digging and them thing there.
You're right. So we come and we show a lot of picture. We come and this mother and this friend them show the whole mourning period.
Yes.
Right. Some people use humanity to their political activities, while people use a more sympathetic human nature. Right? When a person is desperate, then do anything.
Well, it's the same thing. Right? Christopher Campbell is saying. Chris is saying, if in fact Andrew Holness showed up uninvited, that would be a Jankro move. He was exploiting a sad situation. That's a really bad move.
Right. Yeah.
And then Donna Thompson is saying, hold on, I want to read this. Donna Thompson said, I'm glad Marky G never come, because all the PNP them did line up for run out.
Well, you know, Marky G, that run away beer this evening now, so go and go watch it tomorrow.
Run away beer this evening. All right, so as you said that, let me also say to the viewers and listeners that the People's National Party will be having a town hall meeting this evening, and we're trying our best to carry that live on Portland Spice TV. So there will be a town hall meeting starting at 7 o'clock Jamaica time. That would be 8 o'clock in the US, and we're planning to carry that live on Portland Spice TV, that town hall meeting. All right, Sam, big up yourself.
My brother.
One love.
Me piece of my cousin when I St. James.
Where your cousin?
It's Janice.
Janice Allen is your cousin? Let me tell you something. Janice Allen's sister is my next door neighbor.
Janice is my cousin.
So that means our sister your cousin too?
Well, if she is my cousin.
Yeah, man, she teach a case.
Yeah. That one.
Oh, you don't know, see your cousin live at Portland.
Sam, go
on, Sam. You're by cousin.
No, that's a nice Janice. That's Janice.
All right, sir. Bless up.
Because Janice, when Janice are towards board, then I have a good thing moving.
All right. Blessings. One love.
Yeah.
All right. So, listeners and viewers, it's time to get to Conrad O'Brien. Hello, good evening.
Shut up here, Margaret.
We're there, man. Where I say?
There, too. All right. The last time I showed you, Shaka.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, say, if there's any provisions within our law where the Prime Minister or any member of the cabinet, for that matter, who have any financial woes in terms of unexplained wealth, if there's anything that, like, the incoming government can do for, like, seize them assets or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where the current leader upon a platform recently, I think I saw in St. Catherine.
Yes.
I'm here in mention I'd say whenever in government take office, that is something where they more looking towards into prosecuting politicians who have any form of unexplained wealth. I may say, but those who have said that is not just a bluff talk.
No.
Something we can actually.
The current leader not bluffing, because there's a law to come in place for unexplained wealth for politicians. That is something that the Prime Minister is right now trying to strike down as it relates to illicit enrichment. But the PNP is giving a commitment that when the PNP come to power, those things will be on the books, because politicians should not be stealing from the people and not be getting rich on the backs of Jamaicans. All right?
Yeah.
All right, so I have a schedule.
Next thing,
go ahead.
There's also something else, Shaka.
Yeah.
Because here some people, even at the traditional media houses, them like on the talk show, the mere people are calling and I say, but the other what you call it, illicit enrichers.
There are 7
people. We're under investigation. Some people are saying, but them can also be on the PNP side as well as.
No, they are not on the PNP side. We are saying that emphatically.
That's some people have.
You see, people want to mix. When you hear them going them route there, accompany them a look. The PNP went right through the comrade leader, asked all members of parliament and all senators if they have been written to by the Integrity Commission to say that they are under investigation, and they all said no. And at the same time, we asked the Jamaica Labour Party to make that kind of declaration, and what the Prime Minister did was put a gag order on his members and said none of them is supposed to talk about it. And you remember when the Prime Minister was asked if him know of any, him say him check far and wide, and him never find nobody. And the day after, we now found out that the day after that interview, the Prime Minister was made aware that he is under investigation, and him never find it prudent to come to the people of Jamaica and say, you know, you asked yesterday, I now found out that I am one of them. Him never come and say that.
No, I remember when we talk about illicit enrichment, we are talking about people who accumulate a vast amount of wealth,
way above their salary, their known income.
When you're looking at the PNP right now, not to draw any speculation for anybody, but I mean, we all know the people in the PNP will have a certain amount of money. So, and consider the amount of MPs or senators where the opposition have. It is very unlikely to say, oh, them people.
Yeah, them not in a position for a script government money right now. But make we talk again. I'm taking the next call here.
Yeah, man, cool.
Respect. Cool. Man, wagwan.
Good afternoon, Mr. Colin.
Welcome to Caribbean Radio HD.
Yeah, man. May I look on the West Rural Center just see.
Yeah.
You can call a seat there because it's the bulk of vote where Brandon Hill division care.
Yeah.
Even though they got 3 councils, because a 4 division and them got 3 divisions.
Yeah.
Right? But them still lose. If it was a general election, they would have lose. Because the popularity vote would have gone to the PNP, the bulk of vote. Because them don't win reduce division by much. Them don't win.
You hold on. You are saying to me that the popular vote in the last local government election went to the PNP?
Yes, it went to the PNP.
I'd have to check that. But if that is so, if that is so, then are you saying to me then if the last local government election was the general election, then that means the GLP would have lost? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, Ed Boy, I'm calling on Ed Boy to check that figure for me and get back to it before the program end this evening. We want to know that before the program end this evening. Nat, call Ensworth and tell him check that for me right now. Is what West Rural St. Andrew?
Yes,
West Rural St. Andrew. Tell him to get the numbers for the local government election for me. We want to check that. All right, my brother. Respect. Me, I'll talk to Obi and get back to you, yeah?
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, the call them are coming fast and furious. Hello, good evening.
Mr. Colin Bell, Donna Thompson here.
Hey, Donna. Tell her.
Yes, sir.
You said you were at the funeral on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
Obi, I soon call you. Hold on, Obi, not gonna wait. I soon call you. We have to get this report here. Reporting from Trelawny. Up at Sherwood Content.
Falmouth, me live.
Falmouth.
Me live right side the church where the funeral keep.
And you are saying that What happened when the Prime Minister turn up?
Mr. Belly, I have no WhatsApp. Can I can show you when he come? Me take picture like, whoa.
Send me the WhatsApp on this very same number that you call upon.
All right. Mr. Belly, let me tell you one thing what hurt me most of all.
Tell me.
Right? Friday, Friday. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday night, Friday evening, late. Me see them a fixed road. And my road, go to others.
Yeah.
My street are the last street in and drive from before me reach the church.
Yeah.
Me never know because of the Prime Minister come, why them fix the road. You know how much years me walking, I walk up on that road, and just because I eat him, I go drive from. Them fix it Friday night.
Then come fix the road Friday night.
Friday night.
So that time we never know what go on yet.
What? Nobody know. Friday night the people them fix the road.
When the Prime Minister came on Sunday, the service started already?
The service started already.
Oh? So
Mr. And them ushering me in quick, me say me don't send the country, me just say I don't know lie, me they tell it. Me take one paper picture, send go give Andre Stevens. So if there was nobody else to report it, me send him go give him. Cause me could have take a picture. So me take them.
yes. So
And you could have see the tents sitting at the church.
the church get tense when they come in?
How are you say man, then you hear a little sparking and little you want to eat out of the shower. But Mr. Bell, me glad Mark G never come, you know.
Why?
Me glad he never come because he hear me the whole PNP them come down. Just figure it, Timothy. Me glad he never show up because you don't hear the PNP mash up in funeral.
Oh, because whole heap of PNP did there wait.
I remember say from a PNP place, you know.
Yes.
And all of the PNP them went out there. Because everybody, I said, Donna, all your business. So I say, I have to take picture for Andre Stevens. If nobody not send him none, me I go send him.
Yes.
Everything we are going, me send go show him.
So you see both mother personally?
Very personal.
So she was pleased that Andrew was there?
Please, not you want to see the nice, warm welcome of Bruce Golden there. You see how she hug up Bruce Golden and Bruce Golden hug her up.
Yeah. But
Me see that with two eyes.
But she never hug up Andrew good.
She must give one little shake, and you know, they must have them claim for them a play nice.
Yeah. Well, you have to play decent at the Prime Minister still, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And him left before he start. Him left before he finish.
Him come after I start and left before he finish.
Yeah, and Chris Gale and all of them there. Nice people, they went football of them and everybody was there. I wanted to take a picture with Chris Gale, but here I know. A guy went to him first to take a picture and him asked the guy if him have ID. So I never want him to ask him about no ID, so I no bother.
I give him, man.
Maybe not, but you know.
You
know, the guy isn't showing the ID, so maybe he don't want him to say Ray and say, and you know we are going pirate, you know.
Yeah.
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 So, but other than that, me was send them come show you. All right. So make them come to me.
Blessings be love. Send them to me. Miss
All
Walker.
Right. Bless up.
Miss Walker, so we don't have nothing to talk about, but you over here every evening and listen. Oh, you love over here, summer? You love over here, though. We don't have nothing to talk about, but you're over here. You know, miss the show. Eh? No, she not miss the show at all. But she said we don't have nothing to talk about. But she over here listen. I listen our Prime Minister get beaten. Let me get OB on the line, yeah? And hear what is going on. Like up the live now, people. Like up the live. Like up the live. Caribbean Radio HD. Good evening. DJ Israel. OB, Wagwan, brother.
Hello.
Wagwan.
Hi.
Turn off the instrument in the background, OB. We are here the noise in the background.
Yeah, man. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, man. How are you doing?
We're good, you know. Ed Boy was here for a little while telling us his views on some of the seats, but we are keeping a tally with Conrad O'Brien. And this evening it's Trelawny and St. Ann.
Greetings, Colin.
Yeah, man.
I was listening to you in and out, and before I go into exactly that, I just want to add something here. A call in and ask about how funds given to member of parliament, and he mentioned council as well, but I want to stick with member of parliament for the time being. The truth is, Colin, the caller and wider Jamaica, everybody needs to understand.
Obi, don't lose your thought. Hold on. All right, continue, Obi. Continue.
Colin.
Yeah, man.
Carry me before you take the calls, guys. I have something. So when I finish, you can just come up to your calls. All right. Now, the money that MPs are directly responsible for allocated to them is only the
Constituency Development Fund. The Constituency Development Fund.
Constituency Development Fund. That is the $15 million that is allocated to
20.
each member of Parliament.
That's 20 million.
What? 20 million that is allocated to member of Parliament. All other funds is discretionary. Like, for example, the Prime Minister will come out and say, listen, we are going to give $25 million to each constituency for whatever. However, the larger projects basically is at the base, at the discretion rather, of the Minister of Government or by the cabinet by way of a cabinet decision.
But hold on, Obi. Hold on, Obi. Let me just add something, because even the Constituency Development Fund, the MP don't spend it out of him and her
no, man,
himself.
We're not talking about spend it, because we know that not $1 go directly to MP. It's basically allocated through different agencies. Yes. I.e. parish council, SDCs, etc., etc.
Right.
So we're up on that. But I'm just talking about how, because it is important to note that when you're in opposition, because the impression that given is like, well, the government basically give the PNP or the opposition MPs money. It's like what is happening to carry out all projects. So what you'll be in our constituency, and your representative made the representation in the House of Representatives, but nothing is forthcoming. Nothing is forthcoming, as Ed Boy alluded to earlier, as to the sabotage that will reach Dali and so on and so forth. So, but not every government operates that way. For example, when Portia Simpson Miller was Prime Minister, and I'm sure I could basically use PJ as well, but I use Portia as the latest. When Portia was Prime Minister and Omar Davis was the Minister of Transport and Works and whatever else, that thoroughfare from Mineral Heights all the way into Lionel Town, that cost billions of dollars, was basically done by the PNP. At the time, the Member of Parliament was a JLP Member of Parliament. One would remember Rudyard Spencer, popularly called Roddy Spencer. And on the other hand, from Maypen going into North Central Clarendon, which was represented at the time by Colonel Charles Sr. And those carpets, to borrow Nigel Clark word, are there standing up as if they were just done yesterday. I remember Portia and Omar had actually came under severe criticism even from PNP MP, because they were saying that, listen, PNP MP needed assistance and the PNP government spent billions. I think the program was cost, forgot how much billion the project cost at the time for those two corridors.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I wanted to put that out there to basically deal with that. And before I get in, Colin, I also want to say one other thing. Whilst it is funeral is not typically by invitation.
Yeah.
By invitation. But when you talk about certain officials, such as your prime minister in particular, one would expect that somebody of notoriety passes. Then the prime minister would officially invited if they have interest in having him on the funeral, and by virtue of that, he would indeed be on the program.
Right.
All right. In the program. So those are things that I want to
get.
So
why you think the Prime Minister turned up at Usain Bolt's father's funeral? Unannounced, uninvited.
Colin, when I was growing up, when I was a much younger man, and my early sojourn in Portmore, at that time we used to go to party from Friday evening back to Sunday, right? Lots of party, I'll call some of the sound system that were in vogue at the time, and we go to all those parties. And what happened? We have a friend named Trelawny. Trelawny live in the state now. I hope he's listening. And we would bomb rush these parties. When you take a stack, Trelawny would be over the counter serving liquor in the kitchen, serving us food without invitation to the party. So we bomb rush those parties. And certainly what the Prime Minister did on Sunday was bomb rush the funeral service of the late
Wesley Bolt.
Wesley Bolt, and indeed it seems rather untidy and indecent, I can imagine with our youthful exuberance at the time, we're going there, we're seeing some girls there and the party there, so we basically bomb rushing the party and enjoying ourselves. But Prime Minister don't operate that way.
But couldn't you look at it as he's surprising you seeing Bolt, to show a good gesture?
Absolutely not. And I also want to remind persons that the opposition leader had a representative there on his behalf, and one can understand clearly the opposition leader absent. He was in attendance at one of his former member of parliament, former junior minister, Jigs Ennis. So one would understand that the opposition leader would basically have to make some deal with some priority. Not that you're putting Hussein's father on any lower pedestal, but when you look at the things in the pecking order, one can really and truly understand the absence of the opposition leader. So that's no moment in my humble view.
He had to show respect to a man who served the party long and well. Jigs was MP for about 18 years. Let's look now, Obi, at the figures, though. Let's start at Trelawny. 2 seats in Trelawny. Wicker McNeil, Pat Moore for the PNP, Dalrymple for the JLP, and Nova Hamilton. Is it such a name?
Tova
Hamilton, sir.
Tova with the T. Yes, Tova with the T.
Tova Hamilton for the JLP.
Yeah. What happened? Trelawny basically small with 2 constituencies. So by virtue of that, you would say small, because most constituencies have 3 or 4 or even more constituencies. Trelawny boasts 2 constituencies with a total of 9 divisional parish council division, or municipal division. Now in Northern Trelawny there are 5. In the last election, the PNP copped, I think, 3 out of the 5 there. And when you look at the sum total, had it been a general election, that would have been done and dusted for the People's National Party.
That's for which one of the constituency was that?
Northern Trelawny, North Trelawny.
That's Wicker McNeil.
Wicker McNeil.
Yeah.
And there was a pickup. There was a pickup there by Faber Davis, and that is a division that the PNP had scarcely win. So Faber Davis won that the oh my God, a little bit rusty. That division that he won. So the PNP basically came home looking quite good there. There's also a phenomenon that we must take into consideration, Colin.
Yeah.
Profile matters in a lot of these areas. And when you look at the people had a love affair with Dennis Meadows when he was ushered into the seat as the PNP standard bearer. However, we know what happened. And we saw Wicker McNeil, former tourism minister, now in the constituency. So while it was a little bit hard to digest Dennis Meadows going, but the people basically embrace Dr. Wickham McNeil with open arms.
Yes.
And of course, you know that if there's one person in Jamaica that knows tourism like the back of his hand, similarly to Philip Paulwell knowing energy and, energy, then it is Wickham McNeil.
Yes.
Therefore, it is opined that Wickham McNeil will be the next Minister of Tourism. So the people are basically chomping at the bit and really ready and rearing to go to usher in Wickham McNeil as their next Member of Parliament. Remember now that Trelawny, and there's another dynamic with the parish. The parish, on one hand, on the northern side, it is highly a tourism and entertainment space and so on. Right? So Wickham, you can understand what will happen there. Of course, the pier that was built out by P.J. Patterson, I think Bruce Golden also did some work to complete some of it. So all of those things. So Wickham McNeil is basically being viewed as somebody who will come in and take North Trelawny and Trelawny by extension to another level, because there are space in South Trelawny as well to expand and to bring that into the tourism for. So without any hesitation, I am calling Northern Trelawny for the PNP with Dr. Wickham McNeil. That one is done and dusted. Tova Hamilton was given a parados, in my view, so to speak, in 2020, and should basically have that frame and put down on her resume, because certainly it will be short-lived. It will be short-lived.
All right, so let's go up to South Trelawny.
South Trelawny, you mentioned earlier, I think it was you who mentioned about the heavy lifting and the hard worker that Patmore is, and the kind of respect that the people out there have for him.
Yes.
And that is indeed true. That is indeed true. When you really examine the amount of persons who would have won a seat independently, whether at the parish, at the municipal corporation level, or at the central government level, very, very few. And Paul Patmore is among those coveted prize person that history.
Hold on for me, Obi, hold on for me. Munchi, let me tell you something. I have seen GLP programs on TikTok, and once we say PNP on a black way. I don't want to block your Munchi, but I'm going to tell you, do not disrespect my viewers and my listeners. No disrespect in the chat room. If you continue to do that, I'm going to just block you. All right? Me like if you have the labor rights them on my live, watching me and listening to me, because they come for information and you come for the truth. So you come to learn, get your pen, get your paper, write it down. If you have a comment, make your comment. If you want to call me, I'd use an open phone line. We're not going to take your call now because we're talking to Obi. But once we finish talking to Obi, we take all calls. All right? Thank you. No disrespect. Continue, Obi.
Okay, Colin. So had it been 2016, Colin.
Yes.
And Mama D, that's Mrs. Dalrymple, was running back, I would have some hesitation in penciling South Trelawny for the PNP. But when you look at the disrespect that was meted out to the people of Jamaica by Mrs. Dalrymple, remember that she had been convicted, found guilty for, misconduct. And then she was basically foist on the people of South Trelawny.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, in addition to that, her level of mobility is not there anymore. The love affair that the people had with her, that have now transformed or transferred to their homeboy,
right,
who is an undertaker there and basically there with every deceased person within the constituency, whether it is from PNP or JLP, he's always there, he's always willing to offer them a package and so on and so forth. And all of these things are playing. In addition to that, when you look at what the people are saying, what have you done for me lately?
Yes.
In terms of Mrs. Dalrymple. And absolutely, it is like going through a haystack searching to find a need. They just can't find anything.
Yeah.
Therefore, I again, while I'm not saying it will be a runaway but I must, Colin, with all good conscience, and indeed, I've been on the ground, I've been in the constituency, I've gone into various districts, into the town center as well, and the name I'm hearing is Paul Patmore. Even Labour Right came up to me and said, listen, they have always voted Labour, but this time around, they will be voting for Paul Patmore. So there are a number of things that is coming together here in this one. The PNP has the momentum. The wind is beneath the PNP's wing. Also, there is a love affair with Patmore. The work that he is putting in. So all in all, the JLP is really behind the 8th ball, and I expect this one to come home for the People's National Party. So again, I'm calling it 2 out of 2 for the People's National Party down there in the parish of Trelawny.
That's a brave call, Conrad O'Brien. You are calling South Trelawny. Mama D, you are saying that Mama D is going to lose in the general election to Paul Patmore.
The people have turned their back on the curry cow.
Let's go
the curry cow.
Let's move up.
But hold on, Colin. Just stay for a second. You heard me not just calling it and just saying that it is going to Patmore. I have basically buttressed my argument and give you a lot of reasoning behind that. Huh?
Yes, you did.
Good. So yes.
So let's go to Senton. There are 4 seats in Senton. The PNP currently have 1. The GLP have 3. Election 2025.
Colin, let's not waste time on this one. The fact is that there are 2 persons who I would say to Gabby, if your wall robe is not yet prepared, start prepare your wall robe, because you will be going to Parliament and you may have some executive duties as well to perform. So
that's that's Southwest Senton. You are calling that one for the PNP.
I am calling that one. And I'm also saying to the man with international experience, Doc, right?
Doctor.
I'm sorry.
Talk to me. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, man. So
Dr. Kenneth Russell.
Dr. Kenneth Russell, right? Dr. Kenneth Russell.
Yes.
Sir, I am urging you. He have served an international sphere and so on. So is a man who's well accustomed to have his suits and everything together.
Ready.
He may need a few more. So I'm urging him to do some investment now. Get your closet together.
Northwest Center.
Without a doubt, he will be the next member of Parliament there. And I dare say, based on his experience, I think he will also have some executive duty to perform.
Or we lost Obi, I don't know. Or we lost Conrad O'Brien, I don't know. Let's get back Conrad. We have 2 more seats in Senton. Conrad, I don't know.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, man.
Sorry about that. My phone has been just ringing off the hook and whatever. So,
right.
Yes, so those 2 are done and dusted in my opinion, Colin. So we now move over to Northeast St. Anne.
That's what Ryan Simpson versus Matthew Samuda. Obi? Hello? Where Obi gone again? Hey, what is going on? What is going on this evening? They don't like it. Munchi having a problem? Sound like you're having a problem, Munchi. No, people, Munchi don't really know a lot. Munchi told me on our program that the GLP did not get an IMF deal in 2010. So she don't really know a lot of things. And that is one of the problems that is happening in this country, where you have a lot of people. Let me use another system to call OB. You have a lot of people out there on social media doing their vlogging and blogging, but they don't know, they don't have the information correct, And that's why people come here. And that's why they are now coming here to get the information. Because them not really know it, man. Yeah, man, what happened to you? Let me use this. Hold the line for me. Hold the line for me. Let's get back OB now. Yeah, let's get back OB over here. Because we know what is happening with the phone line. Yesterday we were having some problems as well. So we have OB back now. Yes, Conrad.
Colin, where did you lose me? What was the last thing you heard from me?
Northeast Senton. Ryan Simpson versus Matthew Samuda.
Good. So Colin, Dr. Simpson is a clever person. He's a man who understands that you have to do the work on the ground. It is instructive that two former councillors are there with him in a very, very big way. Eva Murdoch and Carl Jackson, popularly known as Cheesy. She is there. They're there with him, and I gather that the constituency is really coming together, or has come together in a very united way. You know, you have people like Miss Hamilton who run for the Oath Division and other councillor caretakers who are on board with Dr. Simpson and so on. So they're working as a team down there. And as I was saying, that the love affair that their people had with Shahini, that has gone because, of course, we have lost Shahini. And, you know, when you factor all of those in, with Matthew Samuda, not half as light as Shahini Robinson, and certainly, you know, we gather that even the labor rights down there are having some issues with Matthew Samuda because he comes across a little bit bombastic and a little bit.
Hold on. What you say here?
That the labor rights down there are having issues with Matthew Samuda because he come across a little cocky and a little bombastic, and a number of laborers are saying, listen, what is wrong with this man? This is not how anti-Shahini used to treat us.
Hold on for me, Hobby. Hold on. Just hold on for me. Hello, good evening.
Colin.
Marsh, hold the line for me. Let me finish with Obi. Hold on. Yeah, man. Continue, Obi.
Yeah, man. So therefore, when you factor all of those things into the equation, Colin, while I would at this time prepare to say that based on the recent history of the constituency, the edge, it could be lean JLP, but I would not be surprised with the swing, the wind beneath the wings of the PNP at this time, if on election night, that swing, that between 7-10% swing that we're anticipated to hold, goes with the PNP, I would not be surprised to see a Dr. Ryan Simpson within the pecking order and one of those who will be walking up Duke Street. But as it is right now, I am prepared to say it is a lean JLP, but anything could happen with good organization and a very united PNP down there. We could see Ryan Simpson among a Northeast St. Anne, among the people who are jumping for joy and happiness the night of election whenever Andrew Michael Raddenberger decides to call it.
Let's go over to Danishka versus Xavier Main. What is the name of that constituency?
What a charmer, what a hard-working young lady, what a dynamic personality. Danishka Williams, one who certainly has a lot of experience under her belt politically, even at her tender age.
Yes.
Because she was literally born in the politics.
Yes.
Both sides. She couldn't escape it. What Danishka is doing now, she couldn't escape it. Her mother, Roma, who is my very good friend, and of course, Danai. So she is buttressed from both sides. So what we're seeing up her now is not surprising at all. But what happened? If you talk to even the labor rights down there, as a matter of fact, I know people who are on Xavier's team.
Yes.
And what they will tell you is that Xavier is very lazy. He has done zero work inside there. He is hoping that the history of the constituency being predominantly labor by way of the vote over a period of time will hold for him. But what Xavier and the JLP is probably not factoring in that within recent memory, we have the late Power Star and also Keith Walford of Bayside fame, who won that constituency. And when Mr. Walford won the constituency, Colin, it resembles what is happening now. The momentum was momentum PNP. The swing was with the PNP. And we are now seeing the similar things happening there. Again, based on the history of the constituency, I would say going into this election, at the moment, I'm anticipating getting some poll numbers out there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to keep my powder dry on that. But I'll tell you this, that again, I will not be surprised. So at the moment, I prepare to call 2 for the PNP and 2 not outright for the JLP, but 2 leaning JLP. So while I call 2 outright for the People's National Party, I'm just looking at 2 would possibly lean to the JLP, but I would not be surprised if they are called for the People's National Party on election night.
So tonight,
I'm giving. I'm coming out of Senton at this minute, two solidly in the column of the People's National Party, and 2 lean JLP based on more work, the work going on there.
So we have completed the North Course, OB.
Yeah,
we have completed the North Course, and last week we had 13 for the PNP and 6 for the GLP. So if we had 4 to that, is 17 for the PNP and 2 more, that's 8 for the GLP. So 17 seats for the PNP and 8 seats for the GLP coming off the North Coast. We have done St. Thomas, Westmoreland, Portland, Hanover, St. Mary, St. James. And now we are doing St. Anne and Trelawny. And out of a total of 25 seats, the PNP, you are saying, is looking solid in 17 of them, and the GLP in 8 of them. If this holds true, election 2025, we'll be seeing a change of direction. OB, next week, we're going to be looking at Kingston and St. Andrew.
Very interesting, Colin. And what I will do, I'll ensure.
Or should we leave Kingston and St. Andrew for last?
Yes, we could do that.
Let's look at St. Elizabeth and Manchester for next week.
Yes, let's do that because that central, that region 5 there,
the mighty region 5.
Mighty region 5, very, very interesting, Colin. And of course, we know the whole weather vane sort of scenario there, but we'll leave that for next week. We won't delve into it, but certainly I think that's what's going to make very, very interesting reading come election night.
All right, my brother. Respect. We'll talk.
Good. All right. So when will it be called, Colin?
Hold on. Let me ask Showman. Hold on there, Wobby. Don't move. Hold on. Showman.
Sure.
Wagwan.
Tell Wobby top to the line, man.
Hold on a little bit. Let me ask you something before you challenge Wobby. When will the election be called? When will the election be called?
July, we call it.
July, you call it.
Yeah.
Hold on there, show man. Yeah, Marsh.
Yeah, man, the people, something cut me off through, they hear me attack. But you hear me now?
Yeah.
Wobby still there?
No, Wobby gone.
Oh, because what did he say? Catch
No, Wobby.
Not...
Hold on, Wobby is still on the line. I'll get him back. Go ahead.
Yes. Where you say Mark Golden was, why he couldn't attend Bold Father's funeral?
Mark Golden was at the funeral of the late Member of Parliament for Western Portland, 4 times Member of Parliament, Comrade Errol.
Former state minister also.
Comrade Errol Jigzenis, former Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance and also the Ministry of Agriculture. And Jigs Ennis chaired the committee, the parliamentary committee that brought in GCT to Jamaica. No small guy.
So when people like Marlon Morgan I go run up and down and talk to Mark Golden, never did it. Mark Golden is not a ubiquitous person. He couldn't get two places in one time. He's not omnipresent.
Marsh, we're not, you know, coodles, we're not big up certain people, you know, we're not call them name.
Well, all right, good. We dump him already.
Yes,
Me
man.
the lady where you say, call you and diss you. Munchie B.
No, she not diss me. She had diss people in the chat room. And we're not having it.
She can listen this one now. Today she make me know the dregs of the septic
hold
of journalism.
Hold on, Marsh. Hold on a little bit. Hold on. I'm gonna bring back Obi in right there. So hold on, Obi. Yeah, Marsh, you're saying today what happened?
Today she allowed me to know the septic pit of journalism. She called Bradley Avenue. She tell Bradley Avenue how good Rhoda Crawford is, and Rhoda Crawford fix all the road in Manchester, right? In our division, she fix all the road them, and the PNP them never do anything. And after the road them fix rainfall and mash up back the road them again. No, that is an indictment. But listen this.
Hold on,
Marsh.
This. Hold on. No, you have to hold on because we have a time limit here, and I have to bring in back Obi. Before we get there, we have to bring back Obi before we get to the end of the show on Caribbean Radio. Hello, good evening, Caribbean Radio HD.
Hello, good evening, Chaka Fame.
Yes, welcome.
Chaka Fame, this is Munchie D, sir. I lie down in my room across my bed and I hear not talk on the radio. Come Alexa on. Say somebody at this somebody in the chat room, Munchie D. Unless I'm more than one Munchie D in there because this is not the Munchie D, sir.
No, you're not foreign, right?
Yes.
You're not a labor right blogger.
Look here, me no blogger, none at all.
All right, so I know you. So I know you.
It's
a different Munchie, man. I know you. Not take it. It's not you.
Okay, but careful. No, you say because me no one brother Gary company ready to contact me tomorrow morning and say me not to text him back or something.
No, it's not you.
Change my name.
It's a different Munchie B. All right, baby. All right.
But people we don't know me, I got change my name. Thank you, Shaka Fame. Thank you.
Brother Gary is not the Munchie with our foreign. The Munchie where we are talking about our labor right blogger with our Jamaica. All right, Munchie.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Hold on now, Marsh. Obi.
Yeah, Colin.
Yes, man. Welcome back. We're wrapping up on Caribbean.
Quickly, Colin. I just want to say that I am from Manchester, as everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
Monday afternoon, after finished broadcasting at New Star 93 FM, I journeyed from UA to Manchester. And believe me, Colin, coming down on the Winston Jones Highway, I had a passenger on the front seat of my car with me. And I tell you, Colin, she almost flew through the windscreen of my car because she was wearing her seatbelt. That was my bad because I should have encouraged her to put on the seatbelt before I moved.
Yeah, might get a ticket for that.
However, I tell you, Colin, the potholes on Winston Jones Highway there, almost in the town center of Mandeville,
terrible,
was so massive that I had to swung the car, press on the brake, and swung the car violently.
Hold on for me, Obi.
Hold on,
Obi. Hold on for me. Let me just say thanks to all the people in the chat room at Caribbean Radio. Munchie D is at Caribbean Radio, and Munchie B is over our next place. So we want to thank all the people on Caribbean Radio. Melrose, good evening. Sister Tanya, Fata, DJ, big up on yourself. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Colin Bell Show for yet another Wednesday evening. And remember, we are on Caribbean Radio every Tuesday and Wednesday. Drive Time Radio, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the US of A, 4 p.m. to 6 in Jamaica, and 10 p.m. to midnight in the United Kingdom. And remember, the PNP going to be having a town hall meeting, and we are going to be carrying that live on Portland Spice TV. So all my people over Caribbean Radio, big up on yourself. Obi, continue.
Yeah, man. So as I was saying, Colin, that, I had to swung the steering almost violently. And, other than that, Colin, I would have had at least 2 tires busted.
Gilly say it happened to him. Gilly from Toronto. Gilly from Toronto is saying something similar like that happened to him.
Yeah, so when I hear this argument, Colin, about fixing roads, even though, and this is one of the things that is causing the Prime Minister headache now from Colin too, because even though they talk about rolling out this road patching program, it is not cutting it, because wherever you have even patching, it moved from pothole to pot bump, as I said earlier.
Wow.
So it is just untidy what is happening, Colin. And I tell you this is another nail in the coffin of Andrew Michael Holness and his government, because people seeing what is happening now as just wasting money or putting some money in some boys and some girls' pockets.
Yes.
And one wonder if it is the war chest to fight the election we're seeing building, Colin. I kid you not.
I think so.
I think so. It would be more instructive, Colin, if you have a reason with the people and say, here, what happened? This is the money that we have. We're not going to patch everywhere, but we are going to grade some more.
But one of the wicked things, though, Conrad, one of the wickedest things
now, Colin, is basically a disgrace and a waste of taxpayers' money.
But one of the wickedest things, the government sat down for 9 years and leave the roads to deteriorate. And now they want to fix every road one time like them or something. It's the same thing that they have done with the JUTC. They allow all the buses to mash up, and then they have to buy 100 bus one time and still only can roll out 230. And now they're carrying an next 100 bus again. By the time they carry that, they're going to just have about 200 buses. They have allowed the infrastructure to deteriorate, and now they're behaving like they want to fix everything one time.
Colin, you know that people like you and I, when we come into the space, mainstream, wherever space we're in, we pride ourselves as educating and assisting with credible information.
Oh
to
yes.
The Jamaican people.
Oh yes.
So let's just share this quickly before I go, Colin. Let's just share this quickly. When you heard the great Mark Jefferson Golden, the man who will be Jamaica's 10th Prime Minister, said to the Holness government that, listen, let us continue to pay down the debt, but let's not do it so aggressively. Let's have an ease of anywhere between 1.5% or 2% of the budget. Do some infrastructural work, i.e. fixing farm roads, main thoroughfare, doing some infrastructure work generally. This is what Mark Gold was talking about. On the other hand, Holness and Clark basically hold to what they were doing and basically allowed infrastructure of the country to deteriorate. Now that it is the 9th hour, they are now coming like thieves in the night to fix a road here and there. Like the young lady down there in Trelawny said that they did down there in Sherwood. Content.
Friday night. These are
the disrespect, Colin, and we must call it what it is disrespect. But before I go, Colin, I want to also remind our listeners and viewers here that there are 2 persons in Jamaica who are offering themselves to lead this country in going to the next election. Mark Jefferson Golden, Marky G, Andrew Michael Rodham Holness, Rodham Holness. The last time we checked, we have one is certified and one is uncertified. Integrity matters.
Yes.
Going into the next election, and we must never, ever lose sight of that. Again, we ask the question, Colin, is Mr. Holness qualified to be on the ballot going into the next election? My answer to that is a resounding no.
Thank you, Obi. Thank
God
you
bless you
very much. Yeah, man.
God bless you.
Yeah, that was Conrad O'Brien. Now, we'll tell you about that town hall meeting. Show man, call me back now. Marsh, you can call me back now, please. Make we finish those discussions. 876-804-7072. We're live on Portland Spice TV and on Shaka Fame at TikTok. It's my new TikTok page. Yesterday, we went live on the TikTok page. We only had, 4 viewers. Earlier this evening, I see it went up to about 60. So we're asking you to follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like it up. We want to stay up until 7 up till the town hall meeting start, because there's going to be a PNP town hall meeting at 7 o'clock. And we want to carry that. Let me tell you who is going to be on that town hall meeting. Yes, shower man.
Yo.
Turn off the TV where you watch me pan. And talk to me. Talk to me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Who will be a government? Heart attack, you know, when election call.
Then get heart attack. Then get heart attack. Then get heart attack.
I go get heart attack.
Hold on, show man. Marshy.
Yeah, man.
Hold on. Me coming back to you in a minute. So, show man.
Yeah.
How you say this? You want to tell me how much seat you not going to win?
Yo, we're going to win 50 seats. Because we're going to win 2 power. We're going to win 51 seats. We're going to win 2 power 49.
Which seat we are going to lose? PNP are going to lose?
Philip are going to lose him seat.
Who?
Philip and Manchester are going to lose him seat.
You said Michael Phillips are going to lose his seat?
Yeah.
Who else?
And we're going to take Dr. Guy's seat. I'm going to look down there. Let me remember me tell you that.
You follow Marlon Morgan.
Me don't follow, brother. Me tell you, me don't follow.
So the GLP now going to lose no seat?
Not when I lose. We are gain.
I'm sorry for you.
Colin.
Yeah.
You get me some pass today?
No, sir.
I want you to say I get him. I need up on the road. I just come in and come get a little piece of the program.
Me invite him, but him not respond to me at all, brother.
Anybody hear Morgan this morning? No. With the woman I tell him to say the teacher they want too much to control it where them Damien Crowd will have a problem with. You know what you listen?
No, wait. Me not listen Marlon Morgan.
Oh. Listen, Marlon.
No, sir.
Kind of a clip use this mama to get a listen.
No, sir. Little more.
All right.
Cool. Marshy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes, man. Mr. Today, well, this much the labor right blogger, Munchie B. Carl Bradley of the New Today. And today me learn what the septic pit of journalism is. You know, sir, Munchie B tell the man how road across was good and she fix all the road them. Then our place and through the rainfall make the road them dig up back again.
Oh.
That means to say road never fix good, because you have to fix drain if you go the road.
Exactly,
right?
so it never fix good.
So it just never fix good. But listen to me now. This is where, well, me not surprised. What we call the name? Cliff Hughes. At Cliff Hughes, him did that, she did that after.
Yeah.
It was a Cliff Hughes that said to her, yet, say, if road are so good, why she lose everything in the local government election?
You see, them gonna talk from the seat of them pan smash. Them not looking at the data.
Because I think the man would say to her.
Try him again, no? They're not looking at data. Them just attack from the seat of them pants because you couldn't win one. And in fact, Road have made a bet, you know. Road have made a bet before the local government election and lost. And not pay the money all now.
It look there, eh? And there's some another journalist. The journalist could simply say to her then, oh, we should do so well and she lose everything in the local government election.
Everything she lost.
Everything.
Clean sweep.
And I tell we all road are going to win again. All I take our nephew to stop to win match because them have an election to win. Them have an election to come second, you know.
You see, it's a brain game them want to play, you know.
Yes.
What you call the word trichology?
Technology.
And yes, I looked. It's a real word, mostly used by the Muslim. It is about manipulation and all of them something there.
Quite so.
Yes, man.
so they are a set of technologists there,
yes, man.
Trying to fool people, but it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. The people get wise now and wiser and wiser.
So it's it's a technology, a term particularly associated with the Nation of Islam, referring to perceived manipulation and deception used by a master of deception to control. Tell her. It says, it go further. It says to control.
Yes.
To control or oppress a specific group. Often
you see what I'm talking about?
Often used in relation to black communities.
Yeah, man.
Tell her.
You say?
Tell her.
I come up with a word and never know the word exists when I see what was happening. And I was claiming paternity for the word. No, I've lost it. It's not my word, it's a real word.
Great mind things alike, Marshall. Hold on for me. 876-804-7072. Welcome to Portland Spice TV.
Yes, Mr. Colin Bell.
Yes, sir.
Calling you for the first time.
Welcome. Don't take so long for calling me back.
All right. I like your program.
Thank you.
What I want to discuss with you with. How many suits you got?
Me?
Yes, I don't want to be personal, but just hear me out. How many
right. No, man,
you got?
I have an answer. I have a few, but since me getting out of politics and I was named the Deputy Shadow Minister for Culture and the Creative Industry, me go build 3 more. So me have about 7.
I said that to say this. I was listening a man a while ago.
Yes.
Sorry. I was listening a man a while ago. We said to you that they're going to win 53 seats. Yeah? Now, I don't know if he have a brain because I think that a monkey have a better brain than that man. So I am saying to you, prepare yourself for a lot of funeral after this election. Because a lot of them going to have brain hemorrhage and death.
Then get attack. Then get attack.
Because I don't know.
Then get attack. Them boy they 2 billion. No.
That man, they have a saying live in a cold land.
Tell her.
Because I cannot believe that somebody in Jamaica right now is saying that this thieving party gonna win 53 seats.
Well,
Jesus have mercy. God, if you're not busy, come to Jamaica. We need you now.
Maybe them a plan to thief them. Maybe them have a way to thief them.
I heard they were talking about some fake ID.
Yes, that came up the other day. It was on the news.
I remember that man said he will do everything in his power to never make PMP get hold of Jamaica again. Because I never know Jamaica pay him.
Tell her, we have to be careful. We have to be careful, my brother. Thanks for the call.
Eyes at the back, eyes at the front, eyes at the side, eyes on the foot bottom.
Yes. Every Jamaican have to stand up now.
This man want to hold on from power.
Yes.
Because you know why I class him and his wife? You remember Mr. and Mrs. Marcos from the Philippines?
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yes.
I rest my case. I leave you to get to talk to another caller. But that is what I'm telling. I'm leaving you with Mr. and Mrs. Marcos. Okay?
All right. All right, caller. Thank you very much. Yeah, man.
You're welcome.
Respect.
Anytime. All right.
Man. Thanks for the call. And don't take so long for call back. Yeah, man. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show. We are live. Hold on for me, caller. Hold the line for me. We have a caller on the line. Hold the line for me, caller.
No problem, boss.
Yeah, man. Hold on, Obi. Hold on for me there. Call the wrong number. You just hold the line for me.
Yeah, man. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Yeah, Obi. We don't have Obi on the line. Obi. Obi put me upon hold. All right, let me take this and get back to Obi. Yeah, caller, good evening. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Bell, good evening to you and the listeners.
Yes, man.
You know, I hear the Prime Minister came to Florida and Miramar and asking Jamaicans to come back to Jamaica to invest.
Mm-hmm.
I came to Jamaica the 26th of this month here, just for a one-day trip.
Hold the line. Yeah, listening, you man.
Yeah, and when I came on that one-day trip, I arrived about 9 o'clock at the airport, Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
By the time me drive and go to my house, make one stop and pay my taxes in a Spanish town. By the time me reach home, and me turn on the light, after 30 minutes, the light gone.
Yeah.
So I say, what rat is this? Right then and there, me think, it's about the Prime Minister. I say, come back home to Jamaica. But me I look on it and say, me just a come back now for a one-day trip.
And you have disappointment.
And me come meet up 7 hours a blackout.
7 hours?
No light. Yes.
Hold on
So
for me, caller. Hold a sec for me. Hold a sec for me. I don't want to lose that caller. Mm-hmm. Obi.
Hey, Colin.
Yes.
Quickly, I just want to say this. You know, Colin, while you and I, you know, us who, and when I make these points, I always like to say, with all due respect to everybody, because you know, Colin, that's one of the things that underpin us. Respect.
Hold on, Obi, don't move. All right, go ahead, continue.
Me?
Yeah, man, continue.
Yeah, one of the things that we do, we respect everybody. But us as hosts, you know, broadcast journalists, hosts, and so on, we have a duty to disseminate proper information. So it is we understand that we now can't come and basically this boy we call in every seat and so on, because our credibility will be in tatters.
Of course.
And that is why I would say even seats that seem to be possible for the PNP, I look at them quite objectively. However, let's look at the PNP callers and the JLP callers now. And this is why the PNP and the JLP can be the same. When you listen to the PNP callers, you hear they're giving rational reasons.
Yeah, but
and they're not talking about winning all 63 seats or whatever and all of that. On the other hand, just look at listen to what JLP callers and said. And with all due respect to Showerman, and he basically prolonged the same argument.
Obi.
I think he's yeah, man, and others, and my program. And it is a shame because you know what? But you know why these things happen, Colin? Because people who, in my view, I recognize that their credibility is on shaky ground, and they will tell lies from now. They'll tell lie Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and lie twice and Sundays. They are now afforded the opportunity to behind microphone and basically encouraging this level of stupidity. Because when you look at the situation, hold on, Colin. When you look at the situation,
I have a caller holding, but
okay, go on.
Let me tell you something, Obi. When the election is over, some people will lose everything. They will lose the election and they will lose their credibility. No, you have to have something left when the election is done, and you are taking care of your credibility. Make we talk again.
There you go. Look at Northwest Manchester and hear the stupidity.
All right, brother. Cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man.
Bless up.
Caller, sorry about that. Continue. You said you came home for one day and you got 7 hours of no electricity. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Yes.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
So, when we look on it now, I said to myself, but if the Prime Minister come to Florida, and I said to the many Jamaicans that are here, come back to Jamaica. Now, after that, the light come back, 11 o'clock in the night. This is Friday the 26th.
Yeah.
The 25th. No, Mr.
Hello?
Prime Minister. You are request we if you come back and invest in the country. But how can we come back when we have...
You're dropping out, caller, losing you. You have to stay one place.
When we discover, and next thing when we discover, Mr. Bell, when we see them, I don't know. The school bus thing. I don't know. I need them to take a trip come to Florida and watch how the school bus system work. School bus is not one bus.
Can't be one bus.
You
have to have a fleet.
In now any county, you have a fleet about 400 buses for the county. Because in 1 year, a county is like a parish. You understand now?
Yes, man. Yeah, man, we are listening.
And them are come now and I come garbage them I tell the people. I want to know if them don't take a trip here and see how things run in the United States and then them will copy something like that. We know more Americanized than 30 years ago.
All right, my brother. Enough respect. Thanks for the call.
Them need to just wake up, man, and just do the thing right.
All right, sir.
Take care, my brother.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something, people. As I said a while ago to OB, when this election is over, some people will lose everything because they won't have not even reputation, not even credibility they won't have to come to the people. So we have to protect our credibility as broadcasters, not as vloggers and bloggers. We are broadcasters. So we're staying with you up until we get a start of the town hall meeting. And I said I was going to tell you who is going to be on the meeting. On that town hall, you're going to have the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mark Jefferson Golden. You're going to be having the General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dayton Campbell. You're going to be having the next Minister of Housing, Floyd Morris. And there's one more person. Let me just get back to it. There's one more person. Dr. Alfred Dawes. Gonna be on that town hall meeting. 804-7072. Good evening. Turn off the instrument in the background if you follow that instrument.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, caller.
Evening.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, as I mentioned, enough of them have a heart attack.
Yes.
You know, your market I sent threat already.
Some of them are going to go jail for corruption.
Yeah, I say.
Yes, man.
Some are going to charge for corruption.
Yes, man. Some will be charged for corruption. Because you remember we talk about that forensic audit that this country needs. Jamaica needs a forensic audit for all the money that have been spent. In fact, in an interview with Peter Bunting on Saturday, he told us about a container of cameras that came to Jamaica that weren't fit for purpose. What happened to all the money there? The money for the used car, them, where them do want to buy used car for the police. We don't get back them money there yet. The amount of money that spent at Cornwall Regional Hospital. The amount of money where them spend for buy a drill when the drill could have been purchased much cheaper. Eh?
Yeah. All of that. All heap of things.
Yeah, man, a whole heap of things.
Yeah. I don't know about him. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try everything to win it to know back. I'm now
all right,
prison.
So the producer is saying that we should break, end this program, and restart at 7 o'clock with the town hall meeting. So my listeners and viewers and subscribers, stay tuned. After this call, we're going to be breaking, and then we come back at 7. That would be 8 in the US for the town hall meeting, the PNP town hall meeting. So caller, finish up.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why I'm going to try everything for winning, because I'm going to prison.
That's true. But
yeah,
but it not going to happen.
As with the man said, we have to have about
Yes, man. We have to have eyes all about because we have to watch. Yeah, man. We have to serious on this one. We can't make them rabbit.
Yeah, because this man, you have to hold him accountable, you know?
Yes, we have to.
Yeah. And that him alone, the man him follow them.
Yeah, man, him and him crony them because them desperate, you know.
Yeah, man, time we get a leader, we protect the coffer.
Yes, sir. Agree with you. Yeah, man. One Marky G. All right, my brother, enough respect.
No problem, about.
Thanks for the call. Hey, everybody, may the good Lord bless and keep you, make his face shine upon you, and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace now and forevermore. We come back at 7 o'clock with the PNP Town Hall meeting right here on Portland Spice TV. Stay tuned. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Be a Portland Spice ambassador. Send this channel to at least 10 persons in your contact. Tell them to subscribe to the channel. Watch the channel as we take you into election 2025. We are going to be having all the PNP candidates, all of them ready to come right here. So we are inviting the GLP candidates too. We don't know if they're going to come, but we are inviting them because we're not biased, we're not selfish. We want them here. And we have over 900 people on the platform and only 310 likes. Like up the channel. All right, let me take one final call. See how many I call on the reel. You're the last caller. Talk to me.
Yeah, my boss.
Where I say?
Yes, I'm sending you a WhatsApp picture.
Me not get to look on it yet.
All right, I'm sending you a WhatsApp picture.
What is it about?
A picture there. About another community where I live, man. Canada, I'm there now, but I'm still a comfort. Don't worry about that.
You come vote?
I mean if I come vote.
Yeah, man, we need every vote.
I have to come vote, man. Yeah, me I say no. But just show you 1 week back the other day.
Is it like a letter you send me?
Yeah, 1 week back we have a water crisis. See, I'm like a water crisis, so they look nasty liver right them while the people them drink shit water night.
Yeah.
We have the same thing in the water over here now.
Equal
government make sure them tell everybody said in the water. So me send the thing come show you.
All right.
Government tell everybody spread everywhere.
Boil the water. A so country protect the citizens. All right.
Protect your citizens.
All right, my brother.
And when PNP come out now, they feel like the people are run down things. How them for steers everything. I send it come show you and I send it out in just what they in a lot.
All right, I'm gonna publish it.
I see them tell us to run your pipe, clear the line.
Yeah.
And tell us to run your pipe for how long. You're not going to pay a water bill now, you know.
All right, sir.
Because you can't pay a water bill again, you know, because mess up water you get, so that amount is free.
All right, sir. Respect.
All right, that's all right,
yeah, man.
Big up.
Telma.
Hello.
Yes, Telma.
I hold that. Mr. Wint.
No, I know Mr. Wint this. Little more. All right. You call the wrong number. Later, this is our live program you're depend. Hey, everybody. Yeah, as we say, we're out. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again, remember, come back 7 o'clock for the PNP Town Hall meeting right here on Portland Spice TV. One love, my people.